Tell me, what are your plans, or where do you plan to be on the day of the execution, if it happens?
Well, first of all, I'm very hopeful, and I strongly believe that the Board of Pardons and Parole and Honorable Governor of Texas will listen to the victim's request based on his decree that let's work together, let's support the victims whenever possible. So if that is the case, I'm very hopeful that they will listen the survivor and the other victims' families' request to stop this execution, and they will do the right thing as a human being as well. But worst case, if that is not the case, that if Mark is put to death, that would be a shame and a failure, not on my part, on their part, because they had the chance to act with their opportunity, with their power, but they decided not to. That would be a shame and failure on their part. And I haven't even thought that where I'll be, what I'll do, but I'll know definitely that would be one of the saddest days in my life, that we all failed to save a human life with the chance, but we did not act in a proper way.
Assuming that this works, that your petition works, and that there is a stay of execution for Mark Stroman, will you be continuing this campaign to end violence and hate?
Well, absolutely. This campaign has started. So, nevertheless, what happened on July 20th, this campaign will move on to educate people, to bring awareness of hate crimes, and at the same time help the victims of different hate crimes. Because I have seen in my own eyes, and also from my own experience, how we the victims suffered, especially the other two widows, how they suffered for the last 10 years, and still they're suffering after losing their breadwinners, raising kids, 4 kids, 2 kids, as a single mom, what they went through mentally, psychologically, financially. I have a very good experience, and that's what I decided that, yes, I will definitely dedicate my life to helping the victims of different hate crimes, which I promised when I was in my deathbed, that God give me my life back, and I will dedicate my life for others, especially for the poor, deprived, and the needy one. And I renewed my promise when I went to pilgrimage in 2009 in Mecca. I renewed my promise, and once I started this campaign, it was one of the 3 main reasons behind starting this campaign, to educate and also help the victims of hate crimes beyond July 20th.
So you've already done your pilgrimage to restore and renew. That's amazing.
Yes, I did. In 2009, me and my mother, we went together.
Oh, lovely experience. What would you say to Rick Perry in this instance, if you had an opportunity?
Well, this is a case where the victims came forward with a tremendous amount of support, not only locally, nationally, and internationally, with all this tremendous amount of support. And also in his message, Honorable Governor, he said that, let's help the victims and let's listen to their rights, all this kind of thing. So if the voice is not heard, and if he fails to save a human life, I will definitely remind him, if he runs for a president, that as a victim, my rights were violated. He did not listen to my request, and also the other victims and their families. I will definitely remind him about this message, about his message, and about my rights, which were, if it is violated.
Mm-hmm. And finally, do you have any other thoughts that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, absolutely. Like I said before, that if this case doesn't merit clemency, when the victims, the survivors, the victims' families came forward and asking for mercy, asking for forgiveness, asking for lowering his punishment from death to life. So if this case doesn't merit clemency, my question, what does? If there is no clemency, if it is every time denied, denied, and denied, then what is the point of keeping the process called clemency? What is the meaning of clemency? Does it matter? If it doesn't merit, then let's take the clemency out from this process, so that nobody will even talk about clemency. Nobody will even talk about mercy. Because at the end of the day, if that is the solution, no clemency, last 232 cases, the Board of Partisan Parole and Honorable Governor of Texas had the chance to at least say one execution, which they did not. That shows that by default it goes to execution. So what is the point of keeping this clemency process?
Well, Rais, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time today. I wish you all the best with your endeavors.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Because of some injustice was done to these people, that's why we are killing this guy. But now we are the ones who are asking that, no, to save this guy's life, because it is their duty to keep this world, keep this society free of crime, also maintain the society in a good way. And we are saying that if this guy can contribute to your campaign, to your work, so why shouldn't you take this guy in your campaign? And yes, maybe he was a criminal before, but now he's a different person. He's a different guy. We can see from the history, many hackers, many computer hackers. I work in IT. Many computer hackers, they broke different corporate. They broke the system, and in return, they were given a chance to work for FBI. They were given a chance to work for government.
Right, exactly.
Because they are the talent. They needed this kind of talent to work for them. I'm saying in this case, this guy, yes, those hackers were criminals too. This guy was a criminal as well in 10 years back, but in course of time, he's a different person. So why don't you give this guy a chance to work for you and make easy on your side to educate people to lower the crime? If this guy can talk, at least one white supremacist, one ignorant, one guy who is full of anger, that is an achievement. You kill him, what are you gaining? Nothing.
Right. Nothing but another statistic. That's for sure.
This is like a double standard. You are giving those computer hackers, those talented, criminals to work for the government, work for different departments, and there was no even request from anywhere that, okay, don't put this guy into jail, this and that. In this case, we are victims. We are asking,